Core.
You are listening to Core, a show on Code Zero Radio that plays bands located in the Fox Cities, a show to find and discover new music. Hosted by Andy McNamara.
Hello everybody, welcome to Fox Cities Core on WCZR Code Zero Radio. I'm your host, Andy McNamara. All right, formed back in 1998, Rictus Grin has compiled quite a large catalog of thrash and metal songs. Along the way, they've toured internationally in Romania and Iceland, as well as across the United States. They've performed at Summerfest multiple times to the point it's boring and opened for many big-name bands. Their song Severed Head was used as an entrance song for WWE Next Superstar Shotzi Blackheart. I'd like to welcome Tyler, Larry, and Dez to Fox Cities Core. How are you guys doing today?
Doing good.
Good.
Thanks for having us in your basement.
Now, I noticed some looks on 1998. So is that like not the right formation here?
You got it.
We're just really old.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if there's anything wrong with being old, but
We don't want to give it away. We're trying to be hip and trendy.
well, first of all, thank you for coming on the show. I've known of Rictus Grin for quite a while, and this is just kind of exciting for me because I'll get to know more about, stuff about the band that I did not know previously. And I'm excited. So 1998. How did the band start?
It was me. It was all me. I've been in a bunch of garage bands in the 90s, and then my goal was just to play a show, just to play a live show at a bar. That was the only goal, and I could not find anybody to do it with. And finally, went to a birthday party at the Kaiser Warehouses down in South Milwaukee, met a guy named Wade, and he was just jamming his drums and said, hey, you want to form a band? And we got together, and then we found a bass player, and we ended up playing that first show November 28th of 1998. So.
Previously, but that was in Fond du Lac that the band started? It was in Milwaukee.
No, this is in Milwaukee at the Kaiser Building, and I think it was South Greeley. It's way down south, like First Street, down by the Clements factory down there. Yeah. And
then were you, like, at the time, the metal scene, so in 98, has the metal scene changed much since the band started?
Back in 98, when the band was first doing shows, you could only seem to get shows at bars if you had some covers in your set, or you opened for a cover band or something like that. So that's what we did. There'd be a cover band that we were friends with that shared warehouse space, and then we would open for them, and that would be kind of how we got gigs.
And so you were doing cover songs? No cover songs at all?
No cover songs. We've never done a cover song. We just did that to play shows. We would play with cover bands, but now it's not hard to find a venue that will cater to original songs and just original bands. So they at least have a band night that you can play, and that's probably one of the main differences now versus then.
And when the band started, of course, the lineup was completely different, except for you.
Right.
Over the years, the band started off as a 4-piece on the first couple releases.
It had been a 3-piece. We were a 4-piece when we first started, but then when our first recording, it was a 3-piece, and then went through a few iteration changes. Did a 4-piece when we started doing the Summerfest. We were a 4-piece, 2 guitars, and then we went back to a 3-piece and been a 3-piece ever since.
Do you find that you prefer being a 3-piece over a 4-piece?
I don't know. What do you guys think? I think 3 works pretty good.
Works for me.
It's been working so far. Yeah.
Less people yell at.
That's true. That's true. Voting goes faster, 2 to 1. No ties. No ties in voting and decisions.
So with the other members, did they leave on good terms, or was it a situation where people just moved on in life? And
a lot of that moved on in life, left on good terms, were busy, couldn't do it no more, things changed, stuff like that. For the most part, yeah, it's been pretty cool. And real fast, every couple of years, like one person. So it never really destroyed the band. It was like the whole band broke up. It was just like one person. Well, let's get another guitarist, and then down the road, the drummer's leaving. Okay, we get another drummer. So over the years, Rictus changed and evolved with the different members as we went along, and that's why we have kind of an array of different kind of music because of the different iterations of the band.
It's a little creaky here upstairs, so kind of jumped the gun at the beginning of the show. If we could maybe go down the line and introduce yourself and what you do in the band.
I'm Tyler. I play drums.
Larry, sing and play guitar.
And I'm Dez. I play bass and sing sometimes.
So we kind of went over the initial kind of start of Rictus. When did Dez and Tyler hop on board?
My first show was November 28th of 2009. So I inadvertently was marrying this guy, and his bass player quit the band, and I didn't know anything about bass, and I said, "Oh, I can help you out." And he got me a bass and a rig, and the next thing I know, I was practicing, and I've been there ever since.
She thought it was a
figure.
temporary gig.
I thought I was just filling a spot until I found somebody for real.
We did. Showed the band practice, the gig's yours.
Does that sort of like help the chemistry as far as playing? Obviously, you guys have chemistry. You got married, but as far as the playing and the songwriting, do you like the fact that you're married, or does it make it tough to sort of, tell somebody that maybe this idea isn't working or you should do it a different way?
No, I think we're okay. Yeah, we're pretty.
It's pretty good. And one advantage I think we have is, since if we were not in the same band together, let's say just one of us was in the band, then let's say I was just one of us in the band, like myself, and then that night I go do a show, Dez would likely come along, or vice versa, and since we like hanging out together, but because we're in the same band, it's easy for us to hey, can we do the show? Yeah, okay, and it's real quick and easy that way. All right, let's call Tyler.
So
And Tyler joined the band. I don't remember the year.
7 years?
About 7 years. Yeah.
7 years ago.
Yeah.
It was funny when Tyler first joined the band. We thought he was an undercover narcotics agent, and we were like,
That's
"You're
true.
not
That's
gonna
true.
find any business here, but hey, we'll
That's
talk to
very
you."
true.
We're-
Yeah,
I was like, why does nobody talk to me?
Was that at Maybash?
I think so.
Yeah, we're on a big outside show out in Rio. And,
Nobody's talking to me.
yeah.
Oh,
well,
I'm
Guys.
not a narcotics agent.
Oh my gosh.
so Larry, you've got a lot of
42.
experience with the shows before Dez and Tyler joined the band. You guys did some pretty big Summerfest shows. Got a pretty big list that I pulled off your website.
Yeah, we got to do a lot of cool stuff.
Do you want to just drop some names of some of the bands you opened for?
That sounded like, I don't know, we did a lot of cool stuff. Because like at the time, we were at a great position because we were starting to do really good. And then at the time, the Rave was having bands open up for local, national acts. So we got to open up for Anthrax, and I don't know, we got pulled into a Midwest a metal show up in Minneapolis, and that was Suffocation, Satyricon, those kind of bands. And then boy, I can't even think of some of the bands we did so many bands.
well, I can tell you, my first big show was we opened for Cannibal Corpse, and
Yeah.
that was really cool.
That was really cool. Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, it was like, oh, I love these guys, and then there we were playing for them, so that was pretty awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, we've been lucky that way.
Was it pretty weird, Dez? So you didn't play bass until you and Larry were getting married, and you
Right.
sort of joined the band as default, initially. Probably not knowing if you would stick doing it long term or if it would be short term, but how crazy is it that you are now over a decade in a band?
Yeah, it's crazy. I think it's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good run because local bands just don't last more than a few years usually. And then when members change, usually they change the band name and do something different. And where we just kept it, the same.
Do you feel that your playing has kind of evolved? Because at first, were you trying to learn it note for note, or just kind of putting your own spin on it?
I don't really know what I was doing at first. I was just kind of trying to get through the show. And I remember my first show with Rictus, I had booked bands before. So a bunch of the punk kids and the metal kids, the people I had booked, thought it was really funny if they flashed me and mooned me while I was playing. And I was so busy concentrating on playing that I didn't even notice until the pictures came out later.
Yeah.
They were like, "We got you," and I was like, "I don't know what that means, but cool." And then I saw the pictures, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I missed it all," because I was just so
'Cause she's like
concentrating
focused on
on
the.
it. So,
So did you have to go buy a bass for this?
well,
Did Larry have one sitting around the house?
actually, I had given a bass to somebody years ago, and then they gave it back to me to play with him, probably thinking they were getting it back. They never got it back, so I don't know where the bass is now, but
Somewhere.
Have you gotten more into gear now that you've been playing bass?
I do. And actually watching, can I give a shout out to the guy who makes my guitars? He's
Yeah.
watching right now. His name's Jason Wittig. He's out of Wisconsin,
Yeah.
and he makes all my fretless basses, and they're beautiful. He does a really good job
Yeah,
with them.
he hand makes them. He hand makes they're really nice. They're really cool.
And they're 5 strings, and they fit me, and they're lightweight, and yeah, he's awesome.
Does he commercially sell them, or is it just kind of private sales to?
I think he would love to commercially sell them.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's up and coming. He's up and coming for
He's an
sure.
up and comer, yeah.
So what kind of special basses has he put together for your spec?
Probably the last one he made was really light, like some kind of wood that was really lightweight bass.
Yeah, he could probably tell you more, all the gear and stuff, because I don't know how to
Yeah.
talk gear. I just know how to play. So he's like, I put this, I don't know, pickup in and whatever. And I was like, okay, that's cool. How does it sound? How does it feel? And they're just really, really, so I have 3 right now
Yeah,
that he's
yeah.
made. So, and they all work fabulous. The first one he made me just keeps its voice all the time. I'm not doing a lot of tuning and adjusting, and that's just brilliant, if you ask me.
When Tyler joined the band, so you guys had that first show, and then you start playing, and then drummer leaves or whatever happened there, and then Tyler comes along. Did that change the dynamic of the band at that point, or Tyler just fit right in?
It was, can I talk, do you want to talk about
go
this?
for it.
We're gonna talk about Tyler. We're gonna talk
Tyler
about
was doing-
She's talking about you again.
He was doing open jams in Fond du Lac at a place in town in Fond du Lac, and he was like, "Oh, just come down and jam with me." And Tyler's such an all around great musician, on the drums, that just anything he can make anything fit, which is really cool. So we would go and jam with him, and he just picked up right away and was right in it. And he always was like, I don't play double bass, or double bass kick. And I was like, I don't care, I don't play bass. And so here he is. And it's all worked out just
and I
fine.
don't do leads, so
It was actually really hard coming in to me mentally at first because I'm like, I'm hardly a rock drummer. I'm definitely not a metal drummer. And like you guys were using a machine, just like a digital drummer, which had awesome, it was well programmed, all these like blast beats and stuff. And then
yeah.
every drummer who's played in Rictus was really good.
Yeah.
Except for me. So I was like, I'm just gonna do like some really loud polka beats.
Yeah.
Or something. So
I felt bad because I'm like, hey Tyler, learn these songs, but don't worry about the drums.
Yeah. Here's a whole bunch of brutal.
Just listen to
drum
the bass.
kicking. Yeah. They were comforting me. They're like, just make it your own. I'm like, what?
What?
Well, that must have been pretty
I'll try.
intimidating to step out of your comfort, your comfort
I've
zone
never
like that.
played like that hard before.
Were you doing punk music prior to that?
I was kind of, a little bit, but I think I've always taken just like punk drumming to it, kind of, and just like, or rock drumming and just hitting harder, and like, I had to learn like the heel toe a little more after a while because we put together some songs, but it's not, I don't know, I'm not very good. Like I've never really practiced double kicking or anything, so I was just like,
And if you come to a show,
this
I'll
guy.
just keep
Yeah.
up.
he does the high elbow now, which
Yeah, he
is
does
really
that.
cute. Yeah. It's great.
Yeah, that just kind of came with it, I guess.
And Tyler made it his own. He's not like, I'm double bass guy and all this. It's his own style, and we again evolved to his style of drums with the musicians that we have, and it's working out great.
I think I'm always just trying to copy John Bonham. That's all. In anything.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that's really just what
So are
he
there
would hit so hard. And
are there misconceptions about like what a thrash metal band like should be? Like you mentioned the double bass pedal.
Yeah.
But is that like people that aren't familiar with metal or thrash? Do you run into people that see a Rictus show and they're like, you guys aren't anything like I thought when I heard you were like a metal thrash, or I was expecting this or that.
I think it's great when we show up for a show and I'm like there and they have no idea I'm in the band, and then I get up and play and they're like, whoa, we didn't expect that, you know.
Yeah.
I think that's a great reaction to get from people.
Well, this might be a good point to bring up Maybash.
Yeah,
Maybash.
When did Maybash start? Like, did
30 plus years ago, but not with any of us. So.
Yeah. So about 15 years ago, Rictus was asked to do sound for an outside party. We said sure. We brought sound out there and found out about Maybash, what it was. It's a Memorial Day weekend camp and show with bands on Friday, Saturday, and they were doing it, and we loved it. We kept wanting to play it. So Dano at the time out in Madison, he was setting it up and running the show, and we just kept doing it. And then when Dano parted ways and ended up moving down to Tennessee, we started talking to John. Hey, we like to keep this going, and so now we're part of the team to help keep it going. We do sound crew, myself, Tyler, and Ben over there, off camera there. But so we've been doing sound and keeping it rolling the best we can, and then we've also done Hell Bash, which is the Halloween version of Maybash. We do that in September. So
yeah. Ben. Speaking of Ben on camera now, he's our new fourth member of Rictus Grin.
He is.
He's amazing.
He's the trooper, the one that keeps us energized to keep plugging away and also pounding sound. He's our guru.
Girlfriend Robin.
That's right. Yep.
Yes.
There's Robin. She keeps him under control.
Yeah. Somebody's got to, right?
Yeah, someone's got to. Yeah, but he's helping us bridge the 20th century to the 21st century regarding sound. You know, getting rid of big snakes and starting to go digital and stuff like that, which is scary for me because I'm old school. But we're gonna get there.
Oh, and then, Tyler, you've got a sound background, don't you?
I never admit it.
Don't tell anybody, otherwise I'll ask them to do sound.
Yeah.
Tyler, can you watch the board for a minute?
No.
No.
So being in a band, for as long as you have, is a good point. You probably accumulate gear, and why switch it out? Do you find like when you're playing, or when you were maybe play a bill with a bunch of other bands, and you're doing the sound that they're like, "Whoa, you guys should upgrade this," or
always? Yes. What are you doing?
Yeah,
these are heavy.
Well, I was gonna say, yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
This stuff's heavy, and you guys have a bus, the Rictus Bus.
Oh yeah, the bus.
Oh yeah, that's heavy too.
The bus. Let's talk about the bus. When did you acquire the Rictus Grin bus?
We started doing Summerfest and stuff like that. We had Jeff, and he was in a band called Descent at the time, and when that broke up, he joined Rictus Grin. This is like 2003 era, and he had a mini bus for his band to haul our people and gear, and then we're like, hey, let's get a mini bus because my van was taking a dump, and let's get like a little, then we could just bring everything show wise. And so we go up to Lamers over here in town, or not this town, in Fond du Lac.
The other town.
The other town, the south of here, where it's warmer. and we went there, and I had like my whole tax return in my pocket. We ended up talking to this lady. We ended up buying a bus, but all they had was full-size buses. I go to Jeff, I can't drive this stupid thing. This thing is like out of control. I'm just expecting to get like a little dumb kid bus, and no, full-size bus for $1,500. Here you go. Then we've been driving big buses ever since, just throwing all our junk and people in there and everywhere we go.
You painted it.
We did.
We painted it over. Well, this is our second bus, but we painted it over the pandemic.
We did.
Yeah. We painted it blue.
We did. Yeah, it was black, and that gets too hot.
Did you guys get any writing done during the pandemic? Or just maybe used it to recharge?
We released 2 albums and a single.
Oh yeah, we did that. And we did on Family Road Trip. It's mainly songs that we rewrote the lyrics to, so that makes it really enjoyable for us to figure out what we're saying.
So Family Road Trip is the holiday album.
Where can people pick that one up?
We're on Bandcamp, where we have physical copies through Square Up.
I think, you can order it on our website at
Yeah.
rictusgrin.com.
Yeah, rictusgrin.com has the links to all that stuff. Just want to download it or actually buy it and order it, and we have all that stuff. So, but yeah, Family. It was kind of funny because we were just about to release Forever right before pandemic. We had this all ready to go, we were ready to press and everything, and then the pandemic happened. Like, well, let's just release it and see what it does. And then as the pandemic's going on, as it gets to the end of the year, the first year of the pandemic, we're like, well, let's double down and release a second album because we're Rictus, and so we did. So that's where the Family Road Trip came out. So then we released, when we recorded Family Road Trip, we released a single. For the Shotzi Blackheart, we released a song called Ball Pit, just singing about her wrestling and screwing around like that. So that's what we did during the pandemic.
This album's been kind of hard for me because I usually go off of like what his lyrics are, but
But he can't.
But then when
sometimes.
you change it up on you, it's like,
oh, I don't know where I am.
that's right.
I'm lost again.
We're like, keep up, dude.
Keep on, man. Come on, Tyler.
Where am I?
Well, we're gonna jump to the phones. We've got a caller. You're on the line with Rictus Grin. What's your question?
Hang up.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Hey, what's up?
Can you tell me who, if you had to pick two local bands, like talking northern Wisconsin, two favorite of all time, and two overrated of all time, who would they be?
Wow, that's a
a
tough
great question. Wow.
Rictus Grin, overrated of all time.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Wow.
Wait, who's calling? We might want to say your
yeah,
band.
we don't want to blast your band, dude.
I'd say
Is this Aaron from Jingleheimer?
I couldn't really hear all that.
well, do you want to repeat the? They're going.
Oh, we can still answer the question
Yeah.
though. But yeah, so favorite band, local band of all time, and then most overrated bands of all time.
Well,
Favorite
I
local
think
band
my
of all
favorite
time.
local band of all time is Swag, who's not around anymore.
Yeah.
But just because I love those guys so much, and when I would work with them, I used to book them, and they were just real. They were real and authentic, and I really enjoy that with bands. When bands are just, this is what you're gonna get. This is who we are, and that was exactly who they always were. And their sound was really cool. I just was listening to their Burning the Church Down album the other day. It was awesome.
Yeah. What's your favorite band, local band of all time?
Dude, there's too many good ones.
It's hard. It's hard.
There's a lot of local talent. in
There
Wisconsin.
is.
Can I say can I just ramble for an hour?
Yeah.
Do it.
I gotta start with Pudge. And he's like, oh. No, yeah, Pudge.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Pudge. I have to say that.
For sure.
Right.
I remember seeing Pudge. I'm just gonna say this. I remember seeing Pudge when I was like 19 at the Fond du Lac Fair. I was like, who are these guys? And I got to know Phil.
Yeah.
You know, and like, it was just a really cool experience. I have that CD that you guys are just like, you were playing the Battle of the Bands, and you just gave all these CDs out.
we were defeated by Rictus Grin one battle of the bands there in Fond du Lac.
I wasn't.
But they didn't even come in first, so defeated by somebody else. Defeated by a cover band, I think.
Take that.
Oh man, there's too many good ones. We got friends like Beastchurger and
Yeah.
they're
Beastchurger's probably my
coming out there.
favorite.
Yeah, I mean, you got a tramp stamp of Beastchurger.
That's right. I do.
You got to show it. You got to show it before. You should show it now.
I should show it now.
Larry's put on the spot.
That's right.
No, he really
I'll
has
do
a
it.
tramp
I'll do
stamp.
it.
It's really got a Beastchurger
Yeah,
tramp
I
stamp.
have the tattoo on my
Yeah,
tramp
sure.
stamp.
Go for it if you want.
Wait, to stand on this chair?
Yeah, I'll
Do it. I'll let you know when you're in view. Here, I'm watching
All
on
right,
the
all right.
camera.
Hey, go by a camera though.
No, just turn around. See,
that
Oh,
we
just
look
turn
like
around?
this.
That one's on.
just show.
See, look how we look.
Oh, okay.
So stand up a little bit higher.
Stand up a little bit higher. Oh,
yeah,
like this.
He's showing off his tramp stamp.
Check this out. Yeah.
It's a beast trigger.
There it is.
Yeah, be sure.
Oh wait, we can't see it.
Well, it's because it's on delay. Because
No, there you go. There you go.
Yay.
Is that a Grateful Dead tattoo you have there, Larry?
It says Beast
No,
Sugar.
it says Beast Sugar, man.
with the metal unicorn.
Metal unicorn. It's that shirt's unicorn with their Beast Sugar logo.
So do you have any other tattoos besides that one?
Nope, not of any except Rictus Grin, and then Chrome Promotions. And that's what I got. That's Dez's promotion, which she used to promote bands before she was in Rictus. She would promote bands and do write-ups and stuff.
So you were in the music scene before you started playing bass.
Oh yeah.
I was, but I never in a million years thought I would play bass or be on stage. Wasn't in the plan.
Well, I feel we got a show today now.
Doing a show.
I think we might need to take a little break here with band reaction. And how this works is we're going to play a clip from a previous band that was on the show, and then we'll just get your reaction, and you can see what you think of their answer, and you can answer it with, however you want.
Okay.
So this is a band called Leading the Blind, who is a hard rock band out of the Fox Cities.
Okay.
They were on the show earlier in the year, and band reaction. Band reaction. You guys practice in a space similar to this. It's kind of a bricked basement. Do you guys wear ear protection when you practice?
I do.
So do I.
Yep.
Unless I forget it, which is probably 70% of the time.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I didn't until like my 30s, but then ever since getting the ringing in the ears, you realize you have to do something, otherwise you're going to be deaf someday.
Yep.
Especially, sometimes it's too late when you notice you've got a problem.
Yeah.
Do you wear ear protection when you play live shows?
I don't personally. I haven't made that jump yet, but I'm sure it's coming. There's just something about I've got to, and to my own detriment, probably eventually I'm going to pay for it, but it helps me. I've got to be able to hear everything the right way somehow, like clearly, and obviously if I don't use protection soon, I'm not going to be able to hear everything as clearly, but I've got to be able to hear the vocals. I've got to be able to hear, the rhythm section well, and
That was the end. I kind of cut it off at a weird spot there, but what's your reaction to that?
What's ear protection?
Yeah.
What?
What'd he say?
So I'm gonna guess you guys.
That's
don't-
sign language. She can help us out here. No, we don't do any ear protection, but we also don't practice very loud. We're pretty. I think we pull it way back at practice.
But we don't wear ear protection on stage either.
No, but then stage we also turn the monitors off too.
I don't wear shoes either, so
Yeah, there's that.
Sometimes Tyler doesn't have shoes on, I think.
Yeah, usually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes I wear ear protection, but it's not often. I should do it more.
Maybe we should talk about it. We'll have a band meeting about it.
Yeah.
Well, has your band talked to you about ear protection?
Have you experienced any hearing issues or hearing loss at this point?
I have tinnitus and hearing loss. Yeah, a little bit, like 20%. It's not. I mean, it's there, but it isn't continued, and it's not affecting anything. And then, I don't think I'll be doing this for 30 more years. So I think I'm not too worried about it. So
My brother cupped my ear once out at the bar.
Ooh.
And I experienced hearing loss from that for sure.
ooh, ow.
So, but not,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
music as loud as I play, that doesn't compare to that situation.
yeah.
So
There's some of the fancy new stuff are the in-ear monitors, which I don't know.
That seems scary to me. But then I'm also old school. But it just seems like that thing could just be like I don't know why I think that.
Yeah, if you had back feed, right? Is that what it's called?
Feedback? Yeah.
Feedback.
I
That
don't
would
do ear
that
mon-
would cause
Wait,
ear
we have
damage.
to ask our sound guy a question here. Can you get feedback in an in-ear monitor?
yes.
You can.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you can.
Point towards the
So
microphone.
Is there like a danger to that, or?
there's a big danger. However, a real sound guy would make sure that doesn't happen, and you get taken care of. So
So if I'm doing sound, that poor guy up there is gonna
Yeah,
suffer.
we're
you
done.
know, yeah.
And if I'm doing sound.
yeah.
And if I'm doing sound, definitely don't put those in your ear.
No.
No, I
That's why we
don't. They
let
always
Dad
make
do
they always
sound.
made me nervous. They always made me nervous. I don't know if I'd ever do that or not.
Yeah, well, and back when I was singing in a band, and I changed over to in-ears, and it helped a lot. But
Yeah.
it took probably a good year to get them dialed in.
Yeah,
So it's one of those long-term things that you really have to invest into, and have somebody that knows what they're doing. And it took me that year, and I had some of those experiences with the feedback where it kind of blew out my ears a little bit, and they said, "Okay, we don't do that anymore."
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Okay.
But
can
that's
limit- you
that's
can
next
limit
year's investment.
Coming soon to Rictus
Coming
Grin.
soon to
Inner
Rictus
ear.
sound near you.
That was pretty informative.
That was
Yeah.
informative. See,
Ben knows
see,
stuff.
Ben knows stuff. We don't pretend to know stuff. We just ask Ben. Yeah.
So in ears would be something you'd entertain.
No.
No, not at all. Well, it's that's I guess a preference thing. One less thing to lug around though with the monitors, but
That's true.
Well, we don't use monitors really. Tyler does, but
Tyler needs a monitor, but
I don't use them
we
on
don't-
stage.
It's funny because Dez and I, we used to have a drum machine for years before we met Tyler, and we had a little monitor just doing drum beats or whatever. But then the monitor is like playing like the rave and some other places. We don't have any control of the sound. The monitor's like, oh man, I don't know. So we would just tell them, just turn them down, and we gotten used to playing without monitors. Even singing, we just can go without monitors. We don't,
It might show at a live show, but
I need cues because I get lost a lot.
Yeah, understandably, you'll need.
If I don't hear your vocal or something,
Assuming I'm
I'm
on
just
and
like,
know where I'm
where
at.
am I?
Assuming I'm playing the right song, even.
I guess I'm the prima donna when it comes to a monitor.
No, it's fine.
so when you guys had the drum machine, did the drum machine ever whine that they wanted a monitor?
They did that stupid thing.
Yeah, right. I do a lot more whining than the drum machine for sure.
That drum machine would outdrink me too, and wanted a backstage and
Well, so
diva drum machines.
the drum machine, it was almost like it acted like a click track too, because obviously it doesn't change. I mean,
Sure.
going from the drum machine over to Tyler.
From a click track to me. Sorry, guys.
We love Tyler.
Tyler the human click track.
Yeah, the human click track. No.
Well, and Tyler, this wasn't your main genre of music, but has it kind of opened your appreciation
Big
for
time.
the style?
That was why I wanted to do it. Like I'd never played metal. Can I play metal? Not really, but I'm trying. It was one of those things. Like, hey, it taught me like how to kind of double kick with one foot. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a really cool skill to
Yeah,
learn.
which is really good.
And, yeah.
Tyler's got the reaction on drums like Helmet's drummer does. Helmet's drummer does in that double bass. Just like that whole can get into the metal grooves and stuff. And yeah, it's been a great combination.
It was interesting, like splitting up the double kicking and just going, okay, you can't do a double kick. So what else are you going to do to kind of fill in all of that space that some of those blast beats would do? And so I started doing a lot of like floor tom kick, like kick floor tom flams, stuff like that. And that kind of helped too, or more rack tom stuff, like when I need to make it feel heavier. Like in townies, for example, it sounds kind of like it's just rolling, but I'm rolling with the rack toms in one foot. So it taught me a lot of things in that way. Like, okay, this is how you play. How do you make it sound heavier?
Yeah.
So that's been really cool. It's been a learning curve.
I was gonna say when you guys went overseas, is that something you would do again with Tyler, or is that something you would be
Absolutely.
able to do, Tyler?
No, we're
Absolutely.
hoping to.
We're hoping to go to.
We're going to India. Larry and I are going to India in November, and we're hoping to set up something to bring the band back there next year in 2023.
That's the goal.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
So,
That's the overseas goal.
and the added goal is I would also like to, while we're in India, go to the Maldives with the band because it's right there, and they're very excited for us to come. So that'd be cool.
Yeah, you got a lot of friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys had some cool video clips from when you were in Romania, and that's just. How was the fan response there?
They liked us.
They were funny. We were walking through a park, like when I went the second time that Rictus went to Romania, and we were walking through a park, and all of a sudden all these little kids came running up to us, and they were like, "Oh, do you need to know where you're going?" And I was like, "Why are these kids talking?" It was so weird.
Yeah, we're looking for the venue. We didn't know where it was.
And so these kids like marched us to the venue, which we would have never found on our own. And on the door of the venue was our picture, and the kids they knew who we were. It was really cool.
From the picture, yeah.
And they were just like the most metal kids ever. They were just so cool.
Hardcore. These 12-year-old girls like long hair, all like moshing and headbanging and everything. And then when you got done, they're like, "Yay!" They were fun. It was fun over there.
Any other like stories or anything that people might not know happened there?
Remember that bumpy ride in the van?
Oh yeah, yeah. They made me drink some tea because I don't drink alcohol. So we were at some place and they said, "Oh, well then have this tea," and I was like, "Okay." So I drank it, and then we went up on a mountain, and it was bumpy.
We're like,
and I was squished as far in the truck as you could get, and I was like, "I need out of this truck right now." And they stopped. I got out, and I projectile vomited all of that tea. And then I looked at Larry, and I said, "Did you get it on video?"
I said, and I missed it. I missed it all. She was roughing her guts on the side of it.
I don't know what they gave me, but that was some bizarre Romanian tea.
Yeah, it was red too. It was brutal.
So this pre-recording's a little different, so I'm not really getting to all the comments that are on here. But thanks for tuning in, Amy Sawyer and Robin and everyone else that commented. We had quite the reaction for Larry's tattoo, so that's good.
Everybody likes a tramp stamp.
Trying to monitor, but if anybody's got any questions, the phone number again, get your pens ready. It's in the description of the video too, 920-358-0795. That last caller, they asked what bands you like the least, two local bands. I don't know if you answered that part.
I think I can easily say that any cover band is overrated.
That's true. I would agree with that because
So,
and it's hard because as an original band, when we go to a venue and you're watching somebody play somebody else's music in a cover band making 4 times as much as we would ever make and getting people requesting them, that's tough because we're like, this is our heart and soul in original music.
Yeah.
We're not just duplicating something that's already done. So
yeah. And
it's a quandary, right? So I mean, there's talent. People in original bands are or cover bands are talented, but what could they do if they were writing their own stuff? It'd be probably sky's the limit, I think.
Yeah, and I always encourage anyone who's playing covers, just write original music if you're already halfway there. Or you're already, I try to say, just write original because, if you can do this, you should be able to do, that. It's, I don't know. Some of them made the turn to the dark side.
Don't get too bad at us cover bands. I've played in cover bands.
So what?
Don't get too.
You
bad.
have?
Yes.
Well, that's a band
Am I
meeting.
out? I guess I'm out.
Gonna have to call up the drum machine.
Tyler's like, whatever. Here's Wonderwall.
I'm out. I was just trying to make the cover bands feel okay about themselves. But,
Tyler, you just got back from a brief tour with your other band, Bashford.
Yep. That was fun.
Yeah, they played all covers.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just kidding. They're an original band.
They played all covers. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, they would have made gas money if they played covers.
I keep bumping this table. I'm sorry.
That's all right. Take that table. That's how mad Tyler is about cover bands.
Is it hard to be in multiple bands, Tyler? Do you find it kind of hard to split your time between the two?
Yeah. I mean, it's easier with 2 than 5.
Yeah.
Or whatever. You know what I mean? Like,
when Tyler first joined,
you had
more when you first joined Rictus.
Yeah.
You had a few more,
And I just love music, man. I love playing with everybody. So it's just always kind of been my thing. I don't care what it is. Let's just jam.
Yeah.
Does each band practice regularly? Or gig regularly?
I mean, we do.
Yeah.
And sometimes we go to dinner and skip practice. Like that's kind of cool.
That's
it's
true.
like a friendship.
It is.
that
We get
have.
together, and sometimes
did,
it's more.
yeah. And
Sometimes
also-
it's just more of a session of venting, or
Yeah.
or like hey, if we're working through something.
Yeah.
We just work through it. We're not gonna, we got the tunes licked. We're slowly starting to write some new stuff. We're not gonna, kill ourselves just we got to get 2 hours of practice. And we're dedicated, but we're not ridiculously militant when it comes to that, because we also know that a lot of being in a band is just the camaraderie and just being able to process and other things. Like
You got to get along, otherwise you can't.
and you got to
really
get
go
along.
anywhere.
Right.
Yeah,
You know.
absolutely. It's supposed to be fun,
Yeah.
Well, we haven't really talked about the big catalog of music that Rictus Grin has out. Do you have a favorite of the albums and Dez and Tyler? I don't know if you've got a favorite from the catalog portion that you weren't playing in the band in.
I know Tyler's favorite song.
Yeah, and that was before.
Yeah, that was before.
That was before me. Yeah. My favorite song is "Wall Away."
Yeah.
I remember when I first heard it, I was like, "Wow, this is brutal and cool," and I just really liked it a lot, and still do.
And we play it now, so.
Yeah.
I'm never good with remembering like which album has which song. Even, it's
I know,
just,
no.
Me
can't
neither.
remember. I've had people come up to me at shows like, "Oh yeah, it's off of this album." Like,
Well,
what
you really,
album was
well,
that?
well, you did really good, like The Taste of Steel, but wasn't
Yeah.
as good as the,
Yeah, and I'm like,
What?
So what we mean to say is thank you for listening to our albums and knowing them.
Yeah, knowing him so well, you know what album a song came from, you
Yeah.
weirdos, but it's great.
I don't know him that well. I just hear.
It's fun when they come up and quiz us.
Dez is thinking, I can tell. She's trying to think of her
Her
favorite.
favorite Rictus song.
My favorite Rictus song. I don't know if I have a favorite. I think it's probably Poe, and we don't play that very often.
No.
I don't think we've ever played it with Tyler.
We practiced it.
We have-
practiced it,
Did we
yeah.
play it once?
I think we played it once.
Maybe
Yeah.
once.
Yeah.
We should maybe go back to that.
Maybe,
Practice
yeah.
that.
I'm not gonna lie. I think Severed Head might be my favorite song because I wrote it with Wade when Rictus first started. It was our first song we wrote, and then and he would have got, and he's passed away since, but he would have got,
And Tim, right? Tim.
and
Humphrey,
Tim, yes,
yeah.
and Tim,
Good
the
fellow.
tattoo guy, the good fellow who tattooed my tramp step. Actually, he helped write that song too, and Wade would have got such a kick that it got picked up by that wrestler, and got a few hits. So.
Yeah.
How did the song get to the wrestler's theme song, the entrance?
I have no idea.
We don't know.
Larry's brother called him and told him that somebody on
Yeah.
on NXT was using a Rictus song, and Larry was so mad he thought that they stole it
Yeah.
without our permission.
So I'm like looking it up, like, wow, somebody stole our, because my brother kind of knew the song, so he's like, I think somebody ripped you guys off.
And
so
then,
we,
and then
we
we
looked
found
it up.
out because it's registered on BMI that they were using it with the BMI permission.
right,
But what we found out is when you have a song, it takes months before you're even notified that they're using it. So it's not
Yeah.
like they call you up and say, "Hey, can I use your song?" If it's
Yeah.
out there, they can use it. So
yeah,
which is cool.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's kind of a cool way to find out. Your brother calls you. I just heard your song on
Well, it was,
WWE.
Yeah.
Whatever,
it was funny too because he called me and he's like, well, I actually forgot about it, but then I remembered again that my friend thinks it's, isn't your brother in a band called Rictus that has severed head? Yeah, it was weird. So we made contact. We talked to Shotzi a little bit. Hey, thanks for spinning our song. And she talked to us a little bit. And
You sent her some stuff, right?
yeah, we sent her like music. And
We sent her
shirts and
music.
stuff
We sent her some flowers.
yeah, stuff like that.
We talked about stocking her house, but we never did that. So
Then she dropped our song.
after she dropped the song,
So she went from, she was in NXT at the time, and then she went from NXT to WWE, and that's when she dropped it. She got a different song. So
Still pretty cool though.
oh yeah, it was
Very
really,
cool,
It was very
yeah.
cool. It was during pandemic. We weren't playing shows. We weren't doing anything else except sitting on our boxes of merchandise. So it was really cool to have something going on. It was like, oh wow. look at that.
and it activated our like YouTube hits, our CD Baby hits. That.
Yeah.
So we're getting a lot more activity.
Yeah.
We're out on Spotify. It activated that a bunch. So
Yeah. So even though she doesn't use the song anymore, we still got those fans and people. So it's pretty cool.
Well, and you brought some merch. What kind of merch do you guys make? I see some pens down there.
We.
ear protection.
This is
We
the
make
ear
Rictus
we made
Grin
ear protection for. Des wants to tell a story about the pens.
No, Larry's going to tell the story about the pens.
So I went on. You can make pens like on Amazon or something like that. You get a box of these. Like I think I got like 500 or some of these pens. It wasn't that expensive.
1,000.
It wasn't really. 1,000. So I got 1,000 of these pens, and I put our band name on it, but I didn't put like our website or anything else on it. Just our band name.
And there's like, in the world, there's like 6 other Rictus Grin bands.
Yeah.
So that pen could belong to everybody.
That's true.
It's
So
everybody's pen.
So what I'm trying to do is help the other Rictus Grins out there, promote their music.
We're gonna have a Rictus Grin tour with all the Rictus Grins someday.
We've actually made contact with some of the other Rictus Grins. We have some of their CDs and shirts and stuff. We mail each other junk.
I think they're all dissolved besides us right now, but
Yeah. Well, we say that now. Now it's gonna get blown up. Oh no, we're still here.
yeah.
We're still here.
Well, interesting. So there wasn't a turf war or anything with the name?
No. Well, the funny thing is, somebody years ago when we first had a website, we owned rictusgrin.com right now, but before that, we were just on some other thing. And then somebody said, hey, I'm going to take your website, I'm going to buy it, and then build a site and sell it back to you. And I'm like, I don't want that. It was like some weird spam email, but I didn't know at the time. So, and at the time, I was in contact with like 3 or 4 other Rictus Grins. So we all got together. We all bought domains. I bought .com, one bought .net, one got .org. We just all went and bought each domain. Yeah, it was kind of funny. So you go out there and, I mean, yeah. But to Dez's point, I think some of those are defunct by now. So
Who got .gov?
I don't know.
We had a question here from Robin. The question is, if you were ever going to play a cover, what would it be?
Larry said an old song that Rictus Grin doesn't play anymore.
An old Rictus Grin cover. Like Fallen.
I used to, when I used to book bands, I used to say live, local, original only. And if a band played a cover song, I would pull the plug. So it's really hard for me to.
Yeah.
And it was just a train of thought that I got into. I don't know.
I'd probably do like a Fish cover. Sorry.
So that's pretty much a non-answer answer, I guess.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
We don't know Fish at all. He could be doing Fish covers all Rictus, and we don't even know it.
Yeah, I am.
He's just thinking. He's thinking different lyrics.
We were during the song. We were talking about some of the merch you guys have, and you guys actually had 2 albums pressed down to vinyl.
We did. We did. I just wanted to mention. So Andy from Romania. When we went to Romania, he went to some abandoned cabin out in the woods, and he started a fire. He ended up spending the night out there, and he's a photographer.
It's
and he
probably illegal.
Yeah, and then he ended up taking a bunch of pictures and stuff. Yeah. Well, my empty cup in the way. So he took this picture. I'm like, oh my god, that'd be a great album cover. So yeah. Then it's just us on the back. But we had these pressed at A to Z Media in Milwaukee, and they did a superior job. They took me in their office. This is how we do it, because I didn't know anything about vinyl pressing, and it's us hip and trendy. So they were great. And then this one is what's that CD place everybody goes to?
Super Duper?
No, it's
Oh, I know which one you're talking about.
I can't even think of it. Oh, it's probably on here, right? Mm-hmm. Disc Makers. So this is a disc
On
makers.
the back of the vinyl.
That's right. And this is a Disc Makers. This is forever made at Disc Makers. No help, no advice. Colors were wrong. The shrink wrap looks like I don't know. I don't know. Go to A to Z Media if you're gonna press vinyl. That's all I can say. It was cheaper, came faster, and just superior. But we were happy to do vinyl because I know a lot of people like the vinyl.
How was the turnaround time on that? Because aren't they most places backed up right now?
This was horribly backed up. The vinyl for forever, because of the pandemic, crushed it. It took like an extra 3 or 4 months to come. The A to Z Media by nature is slower because they press it in Czechoslovakia. They have huge machines and everything out there, so you got to wait for the slow boat to go there and back.
But that was 2015, so the world was different then.
That's true. Yeah, that was a little while ago. So But vinyl just takes time, I think.
Do you find that people are more willing to purchase a vinyl than a CD?
They are. I don't. Boy, that's a great question.
There was a lot of people who liked the vinyl. They were really excited about the vinyl, and even if they didn't have a player, they just wanted it just for a collection.
Yeah,
you know,
especially the artwork, like this artwork we had done, and as far as our Plagar made this for us, and he's on our website and everything, selling art. He does band art for, you know, we have like this art on like on our T-shirts and stuff, and so people like that big piece of art in their home. If they, you know, if they can get something cool like that, they were all about it. So,
Would you ever dress up in costumes like the
Tyler wanted us to, and I said no because I'm mean.
I wanted to do the gore thing.
Yeah,
we were really
should.
thinking about it. We were thinking about getting the plastic.
We might. I mean,
like,
Halloween is coming, so
we were really thinking about that, like the plastic and making this, and then we're just like, God, that'd just be so hot.
And I look really hot in this picture, so that would be a cool costume.
Then you've got some CDs and stuff over there as well.
Yep.
But yeah, the artwork really does. I mean, it looks cool on the CD, but when you put it, you know, you get it bigger on the vinyl.
Sure,
it just,
absolutely. Like, I mean, it's the same artwork, but yeah, the vinyl, it's like, bam, you know. So.
Do you guys collect vinyl? Any of you?
Not
really.
We have some, but not.
We'll buy a vinyl from other local bands. It's cool to have, you know.
We have a Bashford vinyl.
We do.
I didn't know Bashford had vinyl.
They do.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we talked about Bashford, but we didn't talk about Dez's band Rat Tail.
Oh yeah,
Can you tell us a
Rat
little
Tail.
bit about that?
No, I'm just kidding. It's a band that everybody else I think is out of Watertown.
Yeah,
I think is
yeah,
that
Watertown.
a
You're right.
thing in Wisconsin. And I just played my second show with them, their third show, and yeah, we're just coming together. We have 6 songs that we play right now,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of fire, so that's fun.
Yeah. Yeah, Jake blows like fireballs in the air, and they have pyrotechnics and stuff. It's
Jake,
it's a
Adam,
wild, it's
and
a wild stage
Brevin
show.
is our
Yeah.
drummer. So
Yeah.
I'm sure eventually there'll be a Rictus Grin show with Rat Tail.
there will at Hellbash actually.
Hellbash,
they'll be playing.
So Hellbash, September 23rd and 24th, out in Rio. There'll be a bunch of bands camping, and you can see Rictus and Rat Tail.
Yeah.
And about 20 other bands. Come on down.
Are you guys booked like often for the remainder of the year? Do you have a lot of stuff that you need to do yet?
We have nothing really on
Not
our
a lot,
books, so call us up and book us.
Yeah.
But
you
we
want,
have-
you want
we
some
have-
metal and some fun?
We have a show on
Book
August,
Ractail
August
and
13th.
Rictus.
We're doing August 13th. We're doing a
And
picnic, and then just the thing in September.
Yeah.
I think that's all we have right now on our
Yeah,
schedule.
we the festivals slow down the booking a little bit. We do 2 festivals a year now, but
And our drummer just went on tour with his other band.
yeah, so we're gonna like
you know.
book shows all around. Yeah, welcome off the tour bus. Let's go play. So
It's something that I wonder about is when you were like watching MTV back in the day, if you were watching MTV, was like the Headbangers Ball something that you think, if you watched it back then, is that something that you think could make a comeback? Or do you think YouTube just spoiled everything forever?
I don't know.
I
don't
think
know, and I
Beavis and Butthead's coming back.
And I don't
Yeah,
know if
that's true.
I
That
don't know
might
if YouTube spoiled everything. I think it's still. I think there's some merit in the work that YouTube's done, because music is really available. Like I grew up in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, and you just got what you got. You couldn't get, and I think now there's kids in rural areas and other places that can get all kinds of music now, which is really cool.
Yeah, they can download it.
And
stream
I really dig that. That's why I'm like, you know, when we have our merch out, we're like, if you can't afford it, just take it and share it, because we don't care. We're not about making the money. We want our music to get out there.
Right.
And that's worked out really good for us. And as a side note, Larry's brother's watching now.
Really?
Yeah, Donnie's here.
Die.
They're fabulous.
Yeah.
Was your family pretty supportive, Larry, when you're starting the band?
Fuck no, not at all. Nope. My parents. I started playing guitar with my friends when I was in high school, and just screwing around in his bedroom with instruments, and then that like broke up after a few months, and my mom's like, I'm so glad you're done with that S, you know, and it made me mad. And I'm like, I gotta play more. I gotta get another band. I was just so mad at her for saying that. I was like, so then years later, they finally came to a show when once Rictus built up, you know, fan base and started having shows. They came to a show. My dad's like, God, I hate this music, but I get why you do this, because all the people are there and having fun running around. He's like, yeah, I get it now, but they weren't getting it for a long time. At least your parents like your band.
Yeah, my parents are so supportive.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
it didn't matter what I could be.
Tyler has great parents.
Oh, his parents are great.
They're just like, yeah, 10 at night, go ahead, play the drums. I don't know. My parents they were so chill. Like, all my friends would come over to my house to eat, like, dinner and stay there when their parents are mad at them. Like, I was lucky.
Yeah, I want them to adopt me.
And my brother and sister both sing. So, like, my uncles played in a cover band. You know, I actually learned from their drummer. That's who first taught me how to drum.
That's cool.
So, yeah. I was lucky. My parents were cool.
Where can people find out more about Rictus Grin if they want to dig into the band? I know your website is a great place. You've got a lot of music available on there for free, actually. A lot of the older songs you've really generously made free for download.
And we are on Spotify. You can just look up Rictus Grin there.
Mm-hmm.
Like us on Spotify, and we have a YouTube channel too.
Yeah, I think it's Rictus Grin, or I believe it's just Rictus Grin on the YouTube channel, or maybe Rictus Grin Forever. I'm not 100%.
And we have a Facebook page too, of course. And I think we still have a MySpace.
We do.
Page, so.
We have a MySpace. We are not active on it.
Who does the social media, the bulk of the social media stuff?
I maintain the website.
Tyler ghosts a lot. So.
Yeah, Tyler goes, hey, Tyler, I see you on Facebook. Wait a minute, what?
My last question for you is, you've got some videos on your YouTube page, like actual videos that were made. Are there any plans to make any videos upcoming?
Yes.
We have all the video recorded for Mausoleum, but I have to put it together.
Yeah. Des is putting that one together, and Tyler's going to put one together for Walk Away.
Yes.
Yes.
So there's going to be plenty to look forward to with Rictus Grin.
Yeah. Yeah, we just got to get on it.
I know you just put out 2 albums too, but within the last couple of years. But when is the next album coming out?
And we're starting to write it. We got 3 song ideas, and one of them is done. So we're starting to write it. So we don't have a time frame though, because
we should put a time frame on ourselves, because I think that would make us
tomorrow.
Do it. Tomorrow.
I don't know. That is a good point.
In my mind,
should.
I think the time frame would be fall of 2023. Look for a new album from us.
Yeah, because then we'll be
I think
looking.
we could pull that out, because then we would go from there and then
maybe do a little tour.
Release the album and maybe go over to India.
Yeah,
which would be,
that sounds right.
Which would be really cool with the new album.
That's a good idea. You and all your brains.
I know.
Well, thank you for joining us on Fox Cities Core on Code Zero Radio. I've been a fan of the band for quite some time. It was nice to actually kind of sit down and talk for an hour. And thanks, Ben and Robin, for hanging out. And
thanks for having us.
Ben for the sound.
Thanks for having us.
Information down here earlier.
We had a blast. This is great.
Yeah.
Well, please.
I got a question for you. Can I ask? When did Pudge start?
Oh.
What year was it? Do you remember?
Technically, it was, I think, 93, but that was because we were 3 brothers. So
Yeah.
we were living in a house together, but we didn't really start doing stuff till 96. But
96, because I thought I had heard 96.
They're older than you, but-
Maybe
They
Phil
are
would tell me
older than
96, or
Rictus.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, thanks for hopping on Fox Cities Core on Code Zero Radio. And go check out Rictus Grin. Go to their website, download their music, buy their albums, and go to their YouTube page. You've been watching Fox Cities Core on WCZR, Code Zero Radio.